Research has shown that using your mother tongue is the most ideal way to boost early childhood development and education. Siyafunda Online assists parents and educational departments with the acquisition of books written in indigenous languages through motion comics that explore various themes and storylines. South Africa, being a multilingual country, encourages the availability of such resources to increase cultural diversity and optimal learning. Founder of Siyafunda and graphic novelist Siya Masuku and animator and founder of Dipopaai Studios Sthembiso Mpehle join us on Artist Spotlight to chat about their initiative. Gents, thank you so much for coming on Weekend Dawn. Really appreciate it. Siya, I'll start with you. I mean, how did you come about with this idea? It's something quite unique. You don't see this every day, as a lot of indigenous languages aren't readily available, especially when it comes to books for children to read.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Actually, it was a chance sort of thing that happened when I was having a discussion with my mother. I think it was back in 2015, and she's been a teacher in a school in Soweto ever since I was born, basically, and she was unhappy about the amount of books that are coming into the school, specifically books that are written in the children's first language, mother tongue. And at the time, I was very much into my graphic artist work, and I felt that it's something I could do something about, maybe do like a book and donate it to the school. I obviously had no idea what it takes to make a book, but I was adamant to self-publish a book, and the process took about 2 years, and it was an alphabet book that I made at the time and donated the book to the school. And since then, people have started liking what I've been doing in that regard, and I've never looked back.
Okay, let's bring you in here, Sthembiso. Dipopaai. Dipopaai resonates so well with any African or South African child, because that's what you'd call cartoons when you see them on TV, or yes, you see the caricatures or the characters, or however. So how did the name, the play on the name Dipopaai come in there, and where do you guys collaborate here?
So it's a good point that you just brought up, and that was the intention of the name, because we didn't have a word for animation when it first came in. An African word, a colloquial term, became then Dipopaai, based on Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yeah, there we
which
go.
was the actual, one of the first animations that hit the country. And we found that it resonates with many languages, Amapopeye, Dipopaai, all over. And how we came together was the same thing. We understood that there is a lack of animated content, especially in our African languages. And when I saw one of Siya Masuku's books, Kwantlizi, which is what we collaborated on, our first piece of collaboration, it was a really beautifully written Zulu book. The literature was beautiful and the illustrations were beautiful. And I thought, hey, how do we then take this medium, which is hard copy, and digitize it? Because now we're in a digital age. How do we then take that so that more kids can get exposed to this? Because now, as I just said, we're in a digital age, and that was the basis of our collaboration. And from there, I mean, it's been an amazing. It's been an amazing experience, I can say.
All right.
Yeah.
Siya, you spoke about the challenges. You had no idea what goes into publishing, etc. It took you 2 years to actually get the project going. What are some of the challenges that you go through to get a book published and you've got it in your hand? Do you want to take me through that journey?
Sure. Well, firstly, what motivated the whole thing was I recall going into your big booksellers, and looking for books in my language, in my mother tongue, which is isiZulu, and I would go in there and I would ask, where are books written in isiZulu? And they would send me to a small corner out of a whole big room, right? And I'll get there, and it's just a small corner dedicated to a number of isiZulu books, maybe Setswana, but no Tshivenda, Xitsonga, and all that, And it struck a nerve, and I realized that, okay, cool. So this is something that we need to do something about, i.e. we isiZulu speakers and Xitsonga speakers, Setswana speakers, and we cannot expect anyone else to do anything about it for us, right? So the first challenge was, where do I start? How do I even publish this thing? Where do I get the money for it? And I was knocking on every single door. I was having meetings with every single business person that I admire at the time, and really I wasn't really coming up with anything solid. eventually I sat with a mentor of mine who gave me an idea about crowdfunding. And at the time, crowdfunding wasn't really a big thing. It wasn't to me anyway, but it was big in the UK and Europe. So I checked it out and I saw there was Kickstarter, and it was quite intimidating at first because they worked in dollars and all that. But eventually I found out about Thunder Fund, and I would recommend Thunder Fund to anyone in South Africa who's looking to kickstart a campaign. And they facilitated my whole project, my whole campaign, and within 2 months I managed to raise enough money to even start Siyafunda Online, which is a publishing company.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, Sthe, on your side, in terms of getting the support that's needed to get a project going like this, do you think the Department of Education is doing enough to be able to give you guys with the great ideas, the funding, the contacts, as well as the resources to be able to make this an international thing?
Well, I suppose with us, literally, it's a matter of getting our stuff out there. You know, firstly, getting the attention of the Department of Education. We've done everything ourselves from ground up as entrepreneurs because we believe our duty is to solve problems, and we're not relying on anyone to solve the problems that we have. I mean, we do have the resources, we do have the skill, even though it might be limited. But at this point, we've just been doing everything ourselves. We've based everything that we've done according to what we have, and we're just knocking on doors and seeing whatever's available to us, but we're not letting that limit us. If you understand what I mean. But for the most part, it's just been us, self-funding, self-raising, direct to consumer, you know, knocking on doors, trying to get as many partnerships as possible. And even knocking on government doors to say, hey guys, this is what's available, this is what we're doing, can you assist us? We need your help in many areas, because this is a very important project that we're working on. It's a very important aspect of education. I mean, now with COVID, a lot of people are at home. What tools are we creating for people to learn at home? And these are tools that we have come up with, like digitizing content, educational content for kids, you know, especially in the ECD space, the early childhood development space, you know what I mean? It's becoming more eminent now, you know? So yeah, I think at this point, we are open to such collaborations, and we're saying this is who we are, this is what we do, and this is a very important service, it's a very important tool and device. Yeah.
So, Siya, my final question is, of course, the ultimate goal for Siyafunda and Graphic Novelist. Like, what is the ultimate goal? You plan to be in each and every township school or township library, right up to the suburbs as well, from all the 9 provinces. What is the ultimate goal?
That's a good question, and it's so difficult to say what the ultimate goal is, because the goalposts shift every now and then. And I mean, 5 years ago, I just wanted to make one book, you know, and today it's, okay, several books ahead from where we started, and we've got an animated film. We're also working with other artists via films who are making sure we are documenting the process all the way through. So the ultimate goal, man, is to just stay in the creative zone, and also just enjoying the process. I could be idealistic, but man, we're taking it one day at a time. And we were just speaking about our new project for the year, and just scribbling notes about what we're going to do and the film we want to come up with, if any, and all that sort of stuff. So everything is just done in short bursts, and we'll see what comes out of it in, say, 5-10 years time.
Stay in the creative zone. I like that. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was the founder of Siyafunda and graphic novelist Siya Masuku and Sthembiso Mpehle, animator and founder of Dipopaai Studios. I love that name. Chatting about the Siyafunda Online initiative on our Artist Spotlight.